In this video, we will show you how to check your MVDSL mail settings while using Windows Live Mail. The version of Windows Live Mail we are using here is 2011. Your version may be different from this, but we expect that the way you access the account settings will be similar, and the account settings should be almost identical. So the first thing we're going to do is, this is a screen that you're probably used to. It shows the messages here, shows your inboxes, shows your accounts. We just have one account called John Smith. So we're going to go over here to Accounts, and we're going to look at the properties of the John Smith account. So we're going to click on Properties. And this is the basic information, your name and your email address. That's not very interesting to us, so we're going to look at the servers. And what we're looking for here is first the type of mail server that we're using. In this case, we're using an IMAP server. You could be using a POP server, and that would be perfectly okay. There are a couple of subtle differences which we'll point out here in a little bit. The next thing we're looking at is the incoming and outgoing mail servers. They both should be mail.mvdsl.com, which they are. And the incoming mail server username is your full email address. The password is the password you were given when the email account was created. Remember, passwords should be checked, and we want to log in using clear text authentication. If you select this one down here, the secure password authentication, it's not going to work. Now the second thing we want to look at is the outgoing mail server, where it says my server requires authentication. If this is a computer that you're going to travel with, if you're going to take out of the home, you're going to want to check that. If it's a desktop computer that's not leaving your home, you can leave that unchecked. And here's the reason you want to check that. If you are not connected to an MVDSL internet connection, we require that you log into the mail server before you send email, just to make sure that you're our customer and you're not somebody sending spam. So that's why this setting is important if you use this computer away from your home. We're going to click Settings, and what we want to check here is use the same setting as your incoming mail server, because your username and password are exactly the same. So we'll go ahead and click OK. And now we're going to look at the Advanced tab. And you see that the outgoing mail is using port 587, and it is going to use a secure connection, SSL. You don't have to use a secure connection, but what the SSL means is that you are encrypting your email as it is being sent or being received from the internet. And so you might want your email to be encrypted as it traverses the internet, and that's what this setting does. The port number here should be 587. Port 25 will work, but 587 is the recommended port on our server. Next, you will see the incoming mail. And here's where the IMAP and POP is important. In this case, the IMAP port is 993 when you're using SSL. If it was a POP 3 email server, it would be 995. You can also, once again, you don't have to use SSL, so if you uncheck this box, the port number goes to 143, or if it was POP, it would be 110. But we're going to use SSL because we like to be secure. We're going to go ahead and click OK. Now what we're going to do is we're going to send ourselves a test message. So we're going to go back to Home. We're going to go to Email Message, and we're going to send it to John Smith at mvdsl.com. Subject of test. We'll just call this test 1, and test in the body. We're going to go ahead and click Send, and it does a send and receive, and that was pretty quick. So there's our message, test 1. Looks like everything was good. Thank you for your time. Goodbye.